Logical reasoning question types fall into two broad categories. One is top-down, one is bottom-up. In a top-down question, you're assuming that everything in the passage is true. And then you're trying to figure out which answer choice must be true on the basis of that information. Bottom-up is the reverse. You actually assume that everything in the answer choices is true, and then you're trying to figure out which one, if it were true, would have an effect on the passage. So for example, a strengthen question is bottom up because it's like, which one of the following, if it were true? We're not asking you whether it is true. You just have to assume it's true. If it is true, would it strengthen the argument? That's bottom up. Or a weaken question, which one of the following, if true, would weaken the argument? Again, you can't argue with the answer choices. You can't be like, well, I don't think that's true. It's like, it doesn't matter. If it is true, would it hurt the argument, right? That's the question in bottom up. In a top down though, you do want to know. You're like, is this true? So for example, a top down question might be like, if the statements in the passage are true, if they are true, which one of the following answers is true? And now you can argue with the answers. You'll be like, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's supported, right? And so that's top down. So that's the key difference. And you can basically put every question type into one of those categories or the other. To the extent that you become aware of it, you can start to recognize some patterns. So in general, in top-down questions, one, you are questioning the answers. You are asking yourself, does this have to be true? And two, when you do that, you want to figure out, answer choices that are strongly worded or introduce new ideas tend to be wrong. Whereas it's completely opposite in bottom up. In bottom up, because it says which one of the following, if true, does the most to strengthen, weaken, or resolve, or whatever, you can't question the answer choices, and strongly worded answers tend to be good. And answers that bring in new stuff tends to be good because it's like, oh yeah, we're missing stuff and I need to bring that in and I need to help the argument. So sometimes when people are explaining why they didn't choose an answer, they'll be like, well, B, there's no way that could be true. We have no idea. And it's like, it doesn't matter. You're in a bottom-up question. So becoming aware of, is this top down or is this bottom up? You can start to see how, although there are a lot of different question types, on one level they're all very similar because they're either one type or the other type, more broadly speaking.